Oh, March 11th, I should have brought you guys out. There's the tree we dropped yesterday, and it's all cleaned up and everything. Got it all piled. Try to keep all the debris piled in one spot, so if one of my neighbors needs the treetops for wood, some of my neighbors will collect these treetops to burn in their fireplaces. But I took this big tree down today, and I did it with the electric saw, which that's about the max for this 16-inch saw. You know, that's probably a 18-inch tree right there. I wasn't sure if it was a hard maple or a swamp maple, but that black center there means it's pretty much a swamp maple. Sometimes the swamp maples, if they get old enough, you know, they don't always get this old and this big. So I always wonder if it's a sugar maple, because I don't want to cut sugar maples because I can use those for syrup. You can get syrup out of these good trees too. These swamp maples, when they're this big, they do produce a little bit of sugar. I mean, it's pretty much 80 to 1 or 100 to 1 gallons for every 80 gallons of sap. You get 1 gallon of syrup, which a sugar tree is like 40 to 1. So they're not that great, but it's better than no sugar. Not a lot of places to harvest sugar in the Maine woods, so if you need sugar, these will still work. It's just a lot more cooking down. That's a big tree. I try to get these last cuts. I need to get this thing broken up into 3 pieces. That's kind of wide for this saw. I might have to flip the log and do one half and then do the other half. But this saw will cut it. Man, this electric Echo saw has just been a beast. This is my 2nd year cutting firewood, and it's just so much better than using a gas saw. And I guess DeWalt is coming out with a 20-inch 60-volt saw. And I imagine Husqvarna and Stihl will be coming out with one right behind them, you know. That's their competition, the low-end competition. So they usually try to put out products that match theirs, but better quality. So if I can get a 20-inch electric saw by the end of this year, put the extra money together for that, I'm definitely never going to use a gas saw again, because this electric saw just always goes. I don't ever have problems. Like, I mean, I never have problems. The only time I have problems is when I pinch the chain and bend it, is it does have kind of a thin chain on it. So if you pinch it real hard, it can mess up the chain easily. And the bar is kind of thin too. So if you're not careful, you can mess it up. But yeah, these electric saws are just so great. Being able to pick it up and just pull that trigger and then it's going, it's just great. And it makes a loud, winding, annoying noise, but it's way less noise than a chainsaw. My neighbors can't hear me running this saw at all, which is nice, you know. Out here in Maine, you don't really mind hearing the chainsaw running because you're used to it, because that's part of the lifestyle out here. But, you know, Saturday morning when you've been working all week, like my neighbor does, he probably wouldn't appreciate it if I was out here at 7 or 8 in the morning sawing. He wouldn't say anything, but yeah, the chainsaw makes it so you just don't have to deal with that, you know. If you're even 2 acres apart from each other, you won't hear this chainsaw. So it's pretty nice. A gas chainsaw you can hear up to 2 miles out here. So I'm gonna buck this up and get it loaded on the sled. This is a heavy one. I'll probably only be able to take 1 or 2 sections at a time. I'm not going to be able to put that many logs in the sled. I'd say each section of log here is about 300 pounds. So I'll probably put one big thick section from the bottom and then one of these smaller sections from the top and just haul that. I bet this tree is going to be 3 trips of big wood, and then the 3rd trip will be the small logs, which I have some stacked up from the other trees too. So maybe I can get all of the small stuff in one trip at the end. But it's gonna snow tomorrow, so I got to get it all up off of the ground and hauled to camp today so it doesn't get buried. I don't know how much snow it's gonna be in March. It's probably not gonna be that much, but it could be 3 feet. You never know. It's really weird here in Maine. It'll be 40 degrees one day, and then the next day it'll be 25 and you'll get 3 feet of snow. Yeah, better get to it. Crazy time to be alive though. My life is easy out here, nothing changes, but the rest of the world is falling apart. Russia invaded Ukraine like a few weeks ago, and it's been a mess over there, and now we're getting involved and everybody's getting involved, and if China gets involved, then we're probably looking at World War III, which would, yeah, that sucks. It's not what we want. But these damn communists too, we don't want them. Like, I don't know, eventually there has to be a war against them, because if we're gonna free the rest of the world, yeah, somebody's gonna have to take out these communist dictatorships. America's the only one there. Well, there she is, first load of the day. It's pretty heavy, I'd say about 400. That's about what I always haul. I try to keep it about the same. Gets my legs ripped up real good. Yeah, 4 trips today. I'll have this all out of the woods. 4 trips is just about where my legs would get maxed out for the day too. Legs are definitely getting stronger. I've been doing some leg day exercises too, squats and stuff with weights. And then I pulled this sled all spring, start out the summer the right way. Strong ass legs. Yeah, I'm pretty psyched. Look at this beautiful woodlot. Man, I'm lucky. This stuff is so nice. This is the swampy part of my property, but that's why I got it so cheap. But I love this part of my property. All the animals are down here. I got firewood for 3 lifetimes, and all the animals are here all the time. The moose freaking, as soon as the water, as soon as the ice goes, and the moose doesn't hang out here when it's snowy, because sometimes the snow gets too deep, so he just avoids this area over here during the winter. But during the summer, the 2 female moose live out here full time, and the male just chases them around here, and it's awesome. It's nice. I see him all the time, all summer. I get to see the moose out here. Probably a couple bears living out here too, and if you go that direction, like 15-minute walk, you'll get to where the beaver dams are. And I have some beaver dams that are landlocked. They're not even in the river. There's like some places that flood real good in the spring, and they have dams there, and it fills up. But in September and in October, when the water's low, the dam isn't even in the water. So they must leave that dam at the end of the summer and then come back in the spring to that dam. But the dam's like 20 feet tall. Next time I'm out there, I'll bring you guys out to see it. But when the water's low and the whole dam's out of the water, it's like 20 feet tall hut. It's crazy. Looks like a beaver village over there. I'm gonna start hauling this thing. It's gonna be quite a haul back. Camp is like way through the woods, and then I gotta go up that hill, which is the hardest push. And then there's a trail that goes up there towards my camp.